everyone. So today's topic is histogram matching. So before moving further, let me ask y'all one question. Assume we have two images A and B and each has its specific histogram. So is it possible to modify the contrast level of image A according to the image B? Let's see the solution for it. So this is image A and this is image B. So by combining these two images, I've got this image which is modified and which is quite better than this image, right? So yeah, we can apply a histogram matching to two images to get a better quality of image. So let's go further and see few problems based on histogram matching. Y'all will be given these two, that is equalized input and a target with its gray level and number of pixels. So first we'll be solving for the equalized input and then furthermore we'll solve for the target. Let's begin with the equalized input. So take down the given things, that is gray level and number of pixels. So the third row will be take the 8 as it is. So that will be the first value in the first cell of a third row. Okay. Now what we'll have to do is add 8 with the previous row adjacent cell, that is 8 plus 10 is 18, and the next is same, like you'll have to add 18 plus 10 is 28, 28 plus 2 is 30, and so on up till 62 plus 2 is 64. Fourth row is about dividing running C is equal to sum by total numbers of pixels. So you have to just divide 64 with the previous, that is third row. Okay, so we divide by 64, 18 divided by 64, and so on up till 64 divided by 64. We are dividing it with 64 because the last cell of the third row is 64. Okay, so we have to divide it with 64. If it was 50, you would have divided with the 8 by 50, 18 by 50, and so on. So now it is 64, so we'll take it as 8 by 64, 18 by 64, and so on. So the fifth row is C into maximum gray level. This is also same, so what you'll have to do is just take the above row and just multiply with 7. Now why 7? We have to take 7 because maximum gray level is 7, right? So you have to multiply that 7 with the previous row, that is 8 divided by 64 into 7, 18 divided by 64 into 7, and so on. The last row is about value rounded to the nearest integers. You have to just calculate the previous row's value, that is 8 divided by 64 into 7 is 0.875. So take a round integer at 1 and then so on up till the last cell. Next, we have to plot a matching table. So the first column represents gray level. We have taken gray levels from 0 to 7. So take them as it is. And the next column represents the, it represents value rounded to the nearest integer. Yeah, this row. Okay, so now we have to plot a graph with this given data, that is matching table, where y-axis represents number of pixels, x-axis represents gray level. Now 0 to the point 1, so mark 0 to the point 1 and straight line. 1 to the point 2, so mark 1 to the point 2 straight line, and so on up till 7 to the point 7, so 7 to the point 7 straight line. That's it. This ends here the equalized input. So now let's go further and solve for the target. It is same as that of equalized input, so you don't have to worry for this. Just take down the given values, that is gray level and number of pixels. So the third row is same, like first cell you have to take it down as it is the previous row's first cell, that is 0. So you have to take down the 0 as it is. So now add this 0 with the previous row's adjacent cell, that is 0 plus 0 is 0, 0 plus 0 is 0, and so on. Now the fourth row is about divide running C is equal to sum by total number of pixels. So as I have said, look at the previous row's last cell, that is 64. So divide 64 with all of these numbers, that is the previous row, that is running sum, number of pixels. So with those values you have to divide by 64. That's it. The next row is about C into maximum gray level, that is L minus 1. So here also the maximum gray level is 7. You have to just multiply 7 with the previous row values. Okay, so 0 divided by 64 into 7 and so on up till 64 divided by 64 into 7. The last row is about, you'll have to just calculate the previous row's values. The next thing is like matching table. You'll have to write, first column is about gray levels and the second row is about value rounded to the nearest integer. So based on this matching table, you'll have to plot a graph where y-axis represents number of pixels, x-axis represents gray level. So first 4 are like 0, that doesn't even matter. So look at the 4 to the point 2, right? Yeah, so 0.4 to the 2, draw a straight line, and then 5 to the 0.4 straight line, and so on up till 7 to the 0.7 straight line. Now that was about a target. Okay, so now you'll have to compare both, that is equalized input and target. Alright, so you have to draw a 4 columns here. So first is about gray level. Take down the gray levels, that is 0 to 7, and then the equalized input, target, and then is final mark. Okay, remember that in the equalized input you'll have to take the calculated values. Okay, not the values which were given in the questions. Take down the rounded integers which we have taken, which we have calculated. Alright, so same, like you have to take the calculated values in the equalized input also and also in the target column. Okay, so now remember this condition, that is the number has to be greater than or equal to. Alright, so now let's begin. So the first value is 1. See that in the target column the value has to be greater than or equal to 1. Okay, so 1 is greater than or equal to 2, right? So now 2 is pointing to the 4th gray level. Alright, so take that 4 and put it into the final map. That will be the value for the first gray level, that is 0. Next, look at the second equalized input, that is 2. So now again the same, that is you'll have to look for the condition. Condition is greater than or equal to. So 2 is equal to 2, right? Yes, this condition passes there. So you can just take this and look at the gray level. Gray level is 4. So take this 4 to the gray level 1. Let's go for the third row. The value for the third row is 3. Alright, so now 3 is greater than or equal to 2. No, so you cannot take 2 now. Next, 3 is greater than or equal to 4. Yes, it is. So now 4 has gray level as 5. So take this 5 and put it into the gray level of 2. That will be the value for the gray level 2. And so on. You'll have to just continue the same. You'll have to just repeat the same thing. Remember the condition, guys. It is greater than or equal to. Okay. Next, you'll have to plot a graph where y-axis represents number of pixels and x-axis represents gray level. So look at these two columns, that is gray level and final map. 0 to the 0.4, so 0 to the 0.4 mark a straight line, 1 to the 0.4, 1 to the 0.4 mark straight line, 2 to the 0.5, 2 to the 0.5 mark straight line, and so on up till 7 to the 0.7 straight line. So this is the way we solve histogram matching problems. I hope you all have understood. Thank you so much.